No good. Rebound to OG. That is going to do it. The Toronto Raptors. We had a tough start to the season, but 2 very nice wins in a row here. We came into the more difficult part of our schedule, but it seems like this team is starting to put things together. But what exactly does putting things together mean? What exactly are the Raptors doing differently that is allowing them to have success like this, taking down the 6-1 Dallas Mavericks? Let's talk about it today in our post-game show. If you guys are enjoying the content we have here on the channel for every Raptors game, smash that like button. Absolutely hammer that like button here and subscribe. Because again, we do content like this for every Raptors game. The Raptors come away with the 127-116 victory over the 6-1 Dallas Mavericks. They didn't look like a 6-1 team here because we made them look bad. The Dallas Mavericks, as much as their offense is free scoring, is great. Doncic, wow. Irving, wow. This team is not a great defensive team. They're 19th in the league in defensive rating coming into this game. And my word, did we exploit it. The Raptors made a key switch in the second half against the Spurs that allowed them to make a 22-point comeback. It's all about the pace of play, especially when you're playing against a bad defensive team like the Dallas Mavericks. Don't even allow that bad defense to get set. Allow them to be even worse. The Raptors made a point to play with pace today. Get the ball out in transition. Work with your transition slashers like Anunoby, like Siakam. Maybe not as much Barnes tonight, but play the transition game. Work that to your advantage. Another key thing the Raptors started to do today, finally, they started going to Pascal Siakam in the paint. They started going to Pascal Siakam in one-on-one matchups. They started going to Pascal Siakam in isolation. It's just 2 things that needed to happen. Upgrading the pace first and foremost for the team as a whole. Using Siakam more often. Siakam went 15 of 20 from 2 today. He was 0 of 5 from 3. He should stop shooting threes. But my God, the Dallas Mavericks had no matchup for Siakam, so we kept picking on it and picking on it and picking on it. And it was a great recognition by Darko to go that way. I'm going to pump his tires for making that decision. Not a difficult decision to make, though. Siakam down low was outstanding. Finally got some great finishing at the rim. Coming into the game, he was shooting 41% at the rim. Dallas did not have the matchup, and we exploited it. He goes 15 of 20 from 2 today. Some of those were jump shots, but a lot of those occurred on the inside. So it sounds easy, but pace of play, I've said many times, if you're following any of the amateur hour production channels, you've seen me talk about pace of play. You wanted to see it in practice, you got to see it in practice today. Raptors' speed of play was too much for the Dallas Mavericks to handle. They could not sustain the pace. Our defense was excellent as well. I know Dallas scored 116, but they scored 116. But you have to remember as well, pace of the game was very high. Defense looked very good. Like Doncic goes 11 of 26 from the field. That's an off night for him. Kyrie has 22 points. Listen, you kind of limit him with that. Derek Jones had 15 at half, doesn't get any for the rest of the game. Like, the defense was on point for the Raptors today, which took away a lot from the Mavericks. We out-hustled them. Way more rebounds, way more offensive rebounds, forced more turnovers. Refs honestly kept the Mavericks in the game for a large portion of this game, but we fought through it and just completely and utterly outplayed the Dallas Mavericks today. They fall to 6-2. We go up to 4-4 on the season. Let's talk about the box score here. Siakam, player of the night, 31 points, 15 of 25 shooting, 15 of 20 on 2s, as we said. 12 rebounds to go with it. 5 assists to go with that as well. What a night for Siakam. Hopefully the start of the resurgence of Spicy Pete. OG goes 9 of 17 for 26 points. Also a great night. OG has been so good this season. And defending Luka Doncic, looking like a DPOY caliber player. Barnes struggles. He racks up a lot of points in the fourth quarter to make the points look better, but that doesn't mean he didn't have a great game, because he did. He had a great game, didn't affect the game by scoring. Honestly, first half, he was 1 of 6 from the field. He just knew that Siakam was cooking. The matchups were favoring Siakam, and he's not afraid to go to the better matchup here. But hey, he still had a great game. 14 points, even if it is 4 of 15, even if it is 0 of 4 from 3. He had 14 freaking rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, and 0 turnovers. Pirtle wasn't used much today. The Raptors were playing with pace, didn't cater to his game. Schroeder helped dictate that pace a lot of the time. He went 7 of 13 from the field with 18 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Finally, the Raptors got bench help from Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent's one of his best nights of the season. He goes 6 of 11, 4 of 8 from 3. Great night. Otto Porter Jr.'s defense is great in these closing lineups. He's got a role here. Hopefully, he can remain healthy. Boucher, despite his 4 of 4 night, 10 points, was still goofy. He had 5 fouls in 15 minutes. So goofy, but in the first half, a 7-point scoring spree was key for this team. Malachi Flynn, that's the best I've seen him look. Really helped dictate the pace of the play on offense when he was in. Moved the ball well. Didn't turn it over. Defense, better than normal. And had 2 threes. It was one right at the end of the third quarter, one right at the start of the fourth quarter. Better performance from Malachi Flynn from what I've seen. Grady Dick struggled today, two turnovers and a foul. Nothing else on his stat sheet, but hopefully that shot starts to fall for the player. But positive night everywhere. Everybody chipped in some capacity. The defense is looking good, and Darko's starting to lean into the team's strength a little bit more with the pace of play. He's starting to use Siakam more today, recognize the matchups and how they favored Siakam. So, it'll be interesting to see how this moves going forward. So, what I don't want from this is Siakam played well. Barnes didn't play well from a scoring standpoint. But every game Scotty Barnes plays well. Pascal Siakam doesn't play well. What gives? They can't play together. Well, not really. Siakam takes 25 shots today, 15 to 25, very efficient, 31 points. Barnes still takes 15 shots. Barnes very well, if he puts up an efficient night, is getting close to 20 points here. They very much can coexist. How they've used Siakam this season has been largely as a weak side floor spacer. If you're going to use him like that, okay, maybe look for somebody else. But if you can definitely maximize these two players and coexist in the same team. They're on very good terms with each other. Scotty Barnes has continually sung the praises of Pascal Siakam, and today was good proof that Siakam has still got it if you run the sets for him inside and give him space to do so. So great stuff over there. Hopefully, again, bounce back for Siakam because he has not been great this season. On the team stats side of things, for large portions of this game, Dallas's shooting kept them in it. They were hovering around 50% from 3. They finished at 41.5. Our shooting wasn't great at 30.6, but turnover battle, hustle stats were great. 15 offensive rebounds for the Raptors to 6 for the Mavericks. Turnover-wise, we force 16. We commit 12, which is a lot, but we force more than we commit. That's great. Raptors shooting on the inside as well was great today. Just honestly, everything clicked today. Raptors completely and utterly outplay the Dallas Mavericks, and that's impressive. That is impressive. I was worried about this stretch of games coming up for the Raptors. I very much was after that Portland loss, but the Raptors have bounced back very well after the Portland loss. They have beaten the Bucks, lost an ugly one to the Sixers a little bit, but they beat the Bucks, beat the Spurs, beat the Mavericks. Tough run of games here, and they got 3 wins out of it. 3 out of 4. Next up is the Boston Celtics on the road. That's going to be very tough as well before hosting the Washington Wizards. That's one that you really got to be winning because you got the Bucks and the Celtics after that. But hey, the Raps are proving that they are able to scrap away and find wins in different places. I'm happy today. I'm very happy. No negativity really to report. Boston scares me. Their defense is scary. Let's see how we fare. That's going to be a biggest test of the season thus far. And hopefully this team rises up to the challenge. So once again, smash that like button if you did enjoy and subscribe. We do Raptors content like this for every single Raptors game.